Oh, this is a game. I'm actually quite invested in this.
I am. We haven't really been discussing it much, guys, but like it's really gripping.
It is a novel. What did you expect?
I know, yeah. It's really good though. I'm actually really enjoying it quite a lot.
All we could do is read and just react and do what we usually do, I guess.
No, it's not really much you can do for it.
It's really dark as well. It's really well written as well.
It is really well
I mean,
written.
as per Danganronpa standards, the script and writing and the words used are always fantastic.
It really is really well written. Like the analogies they use as well are so different to what you usually hear from like stuff.
Mukuro is such a fucked up character. I didn't realize she was this messed up until reading this novel.
No.
I just couldn't believe how like subjugated to Junko she was. I mean, until now, of course. I mean technically she still is.
She's
when you think about it. It's really putting despair, well, their despair into like a perspective. Almost.
Yeah.
Like holy shit, it runs deep, doesn't it?
It does, because it really is just like showing her love. Because now she's felt what Junko always feels.
Yeah.
It's like, now I understand. I have to crush you to make you like feel this despair that you want to feel.
Because I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make you feel what it looks like.
All right.
At least that's what I think.
That's what I think is happening. Yeah.
Interpretation, if you will.
Yeah.
No wonder. Over 10 minutes had passed. The sound of the students leaving the game and making their way to the nurse's office rang throughout the hall. Genocide Jack had continued to dodge Sakura's attacks with her tricky movements. But when Byakuya blurted out, "Enough already, you irritating pervert," Genocide Jack stopped in her tracks.
Oh, my! Getting chewed out by
Bespectacled.
Bespectacled Byakuya is making my masochistic side get all tingly.
Gonna cut a thing in your leg and not for killing someone.
They say that the line between sadism and masochism is paper thin, but in my case it's more like Venn diagram. Venn diagram. Oh, yeah. Words can't express these hot waves of passion squirming from the top of my head to the tips of my toes.
She rambled incoherently about Byakuya. The other students tied her up with a microphone cable from the game and locked her in her room.
Oh no.
Half the students stayed behind to keep an eye on her, while the rest left to search the grounds of the school.
Oh,
back here again.
Here we go.
As soon as the door to the nurse's office opened, Kyoko saw a non-functioning Monokuma with a hole in its chest and the remains of a surveillance camera. It wasn't just in the nurse's office though.
She smashed every single one.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
On the way there, the students had seen several destroyed surveillance cameras and scattered Monokuma bodies. Oh, she's destroying everything.
Oh, mate. She's going in.
This was a clear violation of school regulations, but Mukuro was allied with Monokuma. Those regulations wouldn't apply to her anyway. The Monokuma inside the gun was no longer moving, and the students had lost contact with the hacker, Beshki Madurai.
Are they still buying that?
So the students assumed that Madurai had taken control of a different Monokuma and went after Mukuro on his own. With that in mind, Kyoko turned and looked inside the nurse's office once again. It was unusually quiet. The beds were empty, but Kyoko could see the bloodstains that someone had been resting there recently. Shh. Oh, it's you.
Oh, shh. Looks like they're already gone.
Oh, no, it's Mondo!
Oh,
we can't tell, novels, Mondo remarked. But as he was about to leave, Kyoko spoke up behind him. Now it's you.
I'm gonna stay here with Chihiro and search for clues. Huh?
Asked Chihiro, his timid eyes widening.
Clues?
Kyoko continued to speak in a calm tone of voice.
Yep, there may be some clues in the Monokuma remains. I figured you would be the best candidate for investigating machinery. Ah, because you're an ultimate programmer, that makes sense. Oh.
Sakura spoke up. But isn't that dangerous? Since Sakura could clearly hold her own in a fight, Mukuro, she had joined the other students in searching the school grounds. Kyoko shook her head and replied,
I'm sorry to say this, but if things get out of hand, Chihiro and I will just be in your way. I think it's better if we search for clues here instead of doing nothing. Besides, we might be able to use Monokuma's parts to detect any radio broadcast from the outside world.
You certainly have a point. Understood. We'll be exploring this floor for a while. Please shout for us if anything happens. Sakura left the nurse's office.
How did she destroy Monokuma like this?
As Chihiro cautiously stood over Monokuma's remains, Kyoko started searching through the room. She zeroed in on one of the beds and began studying it intensely. A moment later, Kyoko was satisfied with what she found, allowed a small sigh before she spoke.
Chihiro, let me apologize to you in advance. Huh? I dragged you into this gamble of mine, so if anything happens, run out into the hallway and call for help. What does that mean?
But instead of answering Chihiro's question, Kyoko started talking to one of the empty beds.
Let me say this first. I'm prepared to hear your story.
What?
No matter how ridiculous it may sound, I promise not to decide if it's a lie or the truth until after I've listened to it in its entirety.
Chihiro looked confused. She didn't understand what Kyoko meant at all.
Is he camouflage?
The ultimate question mark lowered her eyes and turned to the ultimate program to make a request.
Chihiro, does your laptop have a voice recording function? And do you also have a microphone? Huh? Yeah. I want you to use that to record everything we're about to hear.
But there's no one here. As Chihiro wondered to herself, she began connecting Monokuma's parts to her laptop and turned on the record function even.
I'm sure we'll pick up every sound in this room now, said Chihiro.
Nervously. Satisfied, Kyoko nodded and once again started talking to the empty bed.
So what were you going to do if I'd told everyone that I'd found Makoto?
When she heard Kyoko say that, Chihiro looked back at her and was surprised by what she saw. At that moment, the ultimate program was kneeling on the floor next to Monokuma's remains. From that position, she was able to see it. Of all the beds in that nurse's office, there was one bed in particular that couldn't be seen from the entrance. Underneath that bed lay a limp Makoto. A blood pack was sitting next to the bed and slowly providing Makoto with a transfusion. The contents of the blood pack were clear. Rather than blood, it seemed to be some kind of saline solution used in emergency hydration. But it wouldn't be as effective as an actual blood transfusion. It was enough to keep him from going into shock. But that was the extent of Chihiro's medical knowledge. She was already surprised that Makoto had been in the nurse's office this whole time. Not only that, but Kyoko wasn't talking to the bed that Makoto was under, which sent chills throughout Chihiro's body. However, there was nobody under the bed that Kyoko was facing. But the moment Chihiro noticed that, a voice rang out from underneath it. As soon as everyone's attention was focused on Makoto, I was planning to take advantage of the opportunity to take someone hostage. As Chihiro cautiously lowered her head until it was near touching the floor, she was able to make out who was talking. Surprisingly, the person hiding there was clinging to the frame of the bed. Like a ninja clinging to the ceiling. Presumably, if someone had glanced under the bed quickly, they would have noticed anybody was there. Though Chihiro had no idea how the person was able to hide behind the bed for so long, she could at least understand that their strength was beyond normal human levels.
Who is this?
Mukuro, I'm assuming.
Oh, this is Mukuro.
There was no question that the person hiding under the bed was Mukuro Ikasaba.
Oh, of course. She's doing the fusion, isn't she?
While clinging to the underside of the bed. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But you pretend not to notice. Why? Mukuro's voice was as cold as ice, but Kyoko didn't even flinch as she responded.
Because I wanted to hear your side of the story. I knew you were hiding under that bed. Compared to the others, the frame was slightly more pronounced.
Chihiro tried comparing the beds to see if this was true, but she couldn't tell a difference at all. Only Kyoko's natural observation skills could let her see something like that. Mukuro seemed to come to a similar conclusion and appeared from under the bed without making a sound. Her face was stoic and cold compared to the bomb inside Monokuma. Chihiro thought she was even more terrifying. However, Mukuro ignored Chihiro and shifted her gaze at Kyoko. She leaned against her wall and let her arms fall to her sides as she threw out another question. Why do you want to hear what I have to say? Kyoko thought about a simple question for a while, as if she was searching within her own heart for the answer.
If I have to prove an answer...
Provide
an answer, it's because I wish to remain neutral.
Kyoko quietly looked down.
I'm currently missing most of my memories. I don't know who I am or what talent I have had to be accepted into this school.
She could hear Chihiro gasp behind her, but Kyoko didn't mind and continued.
But even so, I believe I should listen to what you have to say. Regardless of whether you're a good or evil, I must hear all the facts in order to know the truth. Good and evil doesn't matter. I'd come to a conclusion based on what I see and hear. I think that's the methodology that's been instilled into me.
I see. I completely forgot you were like that, Kyoko.
But before I listen to what you have to say, I'd like to ask you one question first.
What is it? Mukuro's reply was completely emotionless. Kyoko presented her question as if she was asking it to herself as well.
What would my talent that allow me to attend this academy?
The answer to that question was simple. Kyoko, you're the ultimate detective. That answer marked a turning point for both girls.
Thank you. I have a better understanding of the situation now.
Kyoko slowly raised her head and presented a theory.
If my memory loss wasn't just a coincidence, then your group has the ability to erase people's memories. With that in mind, if we take into consideration the situation that's unfolded in the gym Gaim earlier, I can only come to one possibility.
Possibility?
Yes. What you said to Byakuya when he thought you were taking Toko hostage. You claimed that they met 2 years ago. It's possible that might actually be true. The fact
that Makoto called out Mukuro's name. Oh, sorry, that's you.
The fact that Makoto called out Mukuro's name, the thing that Mukuro confirmed and denied. Genocide Jack's outlandish claims. These key factors that...
Oh no, I think it's me all along.
Damn
Oopsie
it.
daisies, goddamn novels. Oh, my voice hurts when I was reading. The fact that Makoto called out Mukuro's name, and the things that Mukuro confirmed and denied, Genocide Jack's outlandish claims, these key factors that Kyoko noted using her special observation skills were converging her mind to form one answer.
It's possible that Byakuya and Toko's memories were also erased like mine, but I don't think their circumstances are quite the same as mine. But if our memories can be controlled so freely, it calls into question whether the day Monokuma appeared was really the same day we entered the academy. Like you said, it's possible that we've known Toko Fukawa, I always get her name wrong. Fukawa for the last 2 years.
What do you mean? Oh.
Well, what do you mean?
Chihiro.
Yeah.
Chihiro cried, still working on connecting her laptop to Monokuma's parts. Kyoko continued, speaking to both Chihiro and Mukuro.
We thought we were knocked unconscious with sleeping gas the moment we arrived at this school. But it's possible that we were simply made to think that what happened. For example, We may have already spent the last 2 years at Hope's Peak Academy, and our memories of that time were completely erased. It's even possible that we aren't even ultimates at all, just random people who've been implanted with 16 years worth of false memories.
Oh,
Jesus.
how could you say something like that so damn calmly? Though Kyoko's claims sounded ridiculous, her face was completely serious. She looked up at Mukuro once again.
Which means I'm considering the possibility that your crazy story is actually the truth.
Kyoko's declaration filled the room with silence. But she didn't let that silence overwhelm her. Kyoko cut through with her own words.
Without evidence, all I can do is make a hypothesis. That's why I want to hear what you have to say, Mukuro. I have no intention of blindingly believing what you're going to say, or what that self-proclaimed hacker who took over Monokuma said.
She paused and lowered her eyes again, then declared with powerful determination.
Even so, I intend to come to a conclusion as fairly and objectively as I can. I can only do that if you trust me and tell me the truth.
Kyoko's conviction was clear from her voice. Mukuro's eyes narrowed slightly, and a tapestry of emotions flashed across her face as she looked toward Kyoko. But when she opened her mouth, her expression and voice were completely devoid of emotion. That's right. I completely forgot. You were like that. Mukuro repeated this to herself softly, then faced Kyoko and declared, "That must be why Junko took care to erase more of your memories compared to the others." "Very well, I'll tell you everything." After Mukuro placed Makoto back onto the bed, she began to mechanically tell her story. The story of a girl who wanted to fill the world with despair. A girl who only felt truly happy when she was filled with despair herself. A plan for despair that began 2 years ago, or perhaps even earlier than that. How the world was currently ruled by despair itself. Mukuro provided a brief summary of everything she knew about the plan. That's why it sounded even more outrageous than Kyoko had expected. I mean, it's Danganronpa.
Yeah.
And through her story, Kyoko was able to learn the truth about herself. Who she is, and why she came to the academy. The fate of the academy's real headmaster.
Oh, her daddy. Daddy wasn't there.
To take her to the fair. Kyoko's father seems he didn't care. Daddy wasn't there. As she listened to Mukuro's story, Kyoko remained silent the whole time. Her face went blank when she learned her father had died. Perhaps her memory loss and the absurdity of the situation helped lessen the impact somewhat.
I suppose it would.
But there's no guarantee Kyoko would even believe her story.
In the main game, didn't she discover her dad was dead way long before?
Yeah, you found his bones.
You found his bone, but she realised it way before that, didn't she?
I think she had a hunch, possibly.
Yeah.
But the bones outright confirmed that he was
right,
gone.
yeah, so she did discover it. At
Yeah.
that point, yeah.
After Mukuro finished speaking, Kyoko stayed silent. With her unrivaled mental prowess, she was able to listen to Mukuro's story without interrupting her or dismissing it as nonsense. Mukuro continued. You don't have to believe me. After all, any pictures that could prove my story are of Junko. All I can do is talk. After she said that, Mukuro silently walked toward the entrance of the nurse's office. When she arrived at the door, she spoke again without looking back. But even if you don't believe me, you still listened to everything I had to say, so Kyoko, Chihiro, thank you. After apologizing in such a strange tone of voice, she turned to the bed where Makoto lay, breathing weakly. Make sure Makoto stays rested. When he wakes up, make sure you give him some sports drinks from the dining hall or supply room to drink. Please. Ben?
Of course, but what are you gonna do now?
Asked Kyoko. Mukuro straightened herself up. despair. I need to make Junko feel despair. Mukuro continued mumbling to herself as she opened the door. There's nothing else I can do.
No, there is something you can do.
Mukuro stopped walking as Kyoko spoke firmly.
Regardless of whether Monokuma is really Junko Enoshima or Beshki Madeira, if you're dealing with him, he won't be able to lay a finger on Makoto. I don't fully trust you, but if you're really concerned for Makoto's life, I'm willing to work with you. Unlike Beshki, we've probably abandoned him already. Right?
Fair enough. I mean, it's just a hacker who came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't really work well with others.
Oh.
Mukuro looked away and bowed her head as she left the nurse's
Oh,
office.
the lonely soldier. The lone soldier.
Going off to war! But, I'll do my best. The doors closed and Mukuro was gone.
I'm sorry for involving you in something so dangerous, Chihiro.
She continued to organise the vast amount of information that Mukuro gave her. Kyoko turned to Chihiro, who was still working on Monokuma. As she trembled with fear, Chihiro slowly looked back at Kyoko.
Kyoko? About what Mukuro said just now.
Chihiro's face turned pale as she struggled with her words, and Kyoko tried to calm her down.
We can't determine if anything she told us was true or not. There's no need to be afraid.
But Chihiro shook her head and returned to looking at her laptop.
I think she's telling the truth. What are you basing that on? Well, it looks like Monokuma is really being controlled from the outside.
Oh, found something out? Part of Monokuma's system had been connected to Chihiro's laptop, and she was analysing the data within its control system. And it was then that the ultimate programmer noticed something unusual about it.
This control program. I thought it would be another year before the system became fully operational.
Chihiro started trembling so much that she was unable to continue speaking.
We can't confirm that. Oh, we can't confirm that.
Said Kyoko, proposing another possibility to avoid jumping to conclusions.
It's possible that a similar program was being developed in secret.
But Chihiro adamantly shook her head and said,
No, that's not it. It's just looks really familiar to me. Was she the one who made it, right?
Who made what?
Chihiro's the one who made this program.
What, the program on the laptop?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Whoa, wait, did Chihiro make the program that controlled Monokuma?
I don't think so. Kyoko looked over Chihiro's trembling shoulders to peer at the screen, and that's when she noticed.
This program.
Huh?
Chihiro made the program that controlled Monokuma.
How the hell? Wait, did she involuntarily help make Monokuma?
Not like realizing she was doing that. But she wanted to make AI, right?
Yeah.
Well, Monokuma's kind of an AI.
Sort of. Isn't Junko controlling Monokuma?
Yeah, but like Junko hijacked it.
I guess, but that's not artificial intelligence. She's controlling Monokuma, isn't she?
Yeah, with buttons and stuff.
But maybe she created this program.
Oh.
I mean, he created this program.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay, shift that in the
shit,
comments.
oh no.
Oops.
Whoopsie daisy, please don't flame us. Oh no, I can see the flames already.
Too late.
Did you create this?
All the ultimate programmer could do was nod weakly. Oh.
So this is actually canon.
So she recognised... Yeah, we are getting some canon things here. So...
I didn't realise Chihiro was the one who made the Monokuma program.
I wondered... Yeah, Junko must have, like...
Hijacked it.
Yeah, she must have done.
Huh.
She must have taken the program, but I like that program. I'm going to use it for my own gain.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what, man? I honestly didn't think about how, like, where that program came from until, like, we had an ultimate programmer.
So did the other classmates unwittingly help Junko?
In some way.
In some way, without them realising, like Chihiro.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh, it's got a lot more interesting.
There is canon in this.
There is a bit of canon in it. I think it was worth us reading, that's for sure. First floor, main hall! Mukuro continued moving forward and was fortunate enough to not encounter Sakura or Mondo. With no interference from anyone, she made her way to a hall as large as the Gaim and stood before the sealed main entrance. Suddenly, Monokuma popped out from the shadows to block her path. Within this hall that resembled a nuclear bomb shelter, replete with all manner of heavy weaponry. Monokuma's silhouette was conspicuously out of place here, some fucking teddy bear shadow. Kinda creepy.
Yeah.
His laughter ran throughout the room as he wiggled his body from side to side. What were you doing at the nurse's office? Did you eliminate your rival for Makoto's affections? Or would you help play matchmaker instead? Either way, don't you think it's kind of adorable to put Makoto and Kyoko in this kind of situation together?
Oh my god.
Oh, ship on deck. If this was a suspense film, those two would be the last couple standing.
Oh, the irony.
Ellipsis. This is my gift to you, Monokuma. But if this was a horror film, they'd just die anyway. The killer was alive all along. Splat goes the blood, plop goes the meat. I'm a huge fan of endings where the characters think they're gonna live, but they're already headed to the final destination. Nice.
Oh.
Wait, what the hell is a tenation? What does that even mean? Despite Monokuma's angry complaints, Mukuro remained unperturbed. She continued to stare icy daggers at Monokuma, as if she was waiting for him to finish speaking. Well, anyway, I'm just so sad right now. A regulation-breaking delinquent is disrupting the harmony of this peaceful academy. I can't even keep one of my students from running wild. Time to say goodbye to your incompetent headmaster. I'm gonna use Monokuma Evolution to become a big Magnum headmaster and mold you into a decent student. As soon as he said that, Monokuma extended his claws and waddled toward Mukuro. Fucking evil killer bear. So if I'm gonna mold you, then I gotta kill you first! Right as he finished speaking, Monokuma suddenly charged at Mukuro like a spiked volleyball.
Oh shit.
But Mukuro was faster and dodged Monokuma's attack. I mean, Monokuma fought Sakura in chapter 4, right?
Yeah.
So he must have some moves.
Yeah,
This fucking ass
yeah.
robot who has combat installed in him.
Yeah.
She jumped back, keeping her distance from Monokuma, just in case his claws would extend even longer. Just then, a shadowy figure appeared next to her. Imagine Monokuma doing like Wolverine stuff.
I can actually.
Berserker Barrage! Drill Core! Weapon Axe! Mukuro twisted her body to its limits and just narrowly evaded the figure's attack. When she landed on the floor, she immediately saw. So does he want to kill one anyway? Are you gonna tell the others the truth and escape with them? Even though you know what the outside world is like right now? Two Monokumas were speaking to Mukuro in unison. Oh, that's creepy.
That's the speed thing he does though, isn't it?
Or maybe it is actually just two.
Oh.
Honestly, I don't mind if you do that. I can just imagine the look on everyone's face when they discover the truth. It fills me with such heartthrobbing excitement. The two Monokumas continued to speak in stereo sound. You said you'd destroy my plans, but there's no happy ending waiting for you, no matter which route you take. And you only have yourself to blame for that. Don't tell me you thought they'd be grateful to you. Even if you guys escape here, do you think they'll still forgive you when they get a whiff of that nasty air outside? Some of them might prefer to stay in school, and some of them might resent you for being kind and showing them the truth. But then again, this is all your fault anyway, so it doesn't really matter what they think of you. Monokuma made a little mistake. Despite facing down 2 Monokumas, Mukuro's expression didn't waver. She understood that controlling 2 Monokumas simultaneously was a piece of cake for Junko. Mukuro drew an arm-length metal bar from seemingly nowhere and raised herself. Oh, the old, like, sleeve conceal.
Yeah,
underneath. Yeah. It was the remains of the IV stand from the nurse's office, sharpened into a pointed weapon.
Oh, like a spear?
With her weapon in hand, Mukuro responded in a cold, mechanical tone. That's fine. I'm already used to that. Now the fear she felt when Monokuma suggested that Makoto would blame her appeared on her face. Her path was clear to her now, and she calmly issued her demand to Monokuma. Junko, open the gates. A shock of such a straightforward demand left both Monokumas momentarily speechless, but soon they replied, "Huh? Why?" So we can all leave together.
Even her sister.
Yeah, I guess that will give her despair.
Oh yeah, she has to live with her sister that she hates. Probably would give her despair.
Oh, the humanity. Another straightforward answer. Both Monokumas faced each other and began gesturing as if they were whispering to one another. Mukuro knew their movements were intended to mock her. Unmoved, she continued to speak to Junko directly. I think they'll understand if I show them the outside world. And then they'll stop doubting Makoto. You always find new ways to disappoint me, Mukuro. Did you forget why the school has an air filtration system? It's true that the air outside is polluted, but I don't think it will kill us immediately.
Oh wait, that wasn't a lie.
I guess not.
Huh.
Yeah, I remember that little tidbit at the end of the final trial where they were like, fuck it, there's no poison gas bullshit, let's go out anyway.
And it wasn't a lie then.
Besides, it's better being trapped in the school and forced to kill each other. How can you be so sure the others will go along with you? You know what I mean, right? Before the former headmaster got turned into space dust, he interviewed the others and they all agreed that they wanted to stay in the school. That was before the memories had even been erased. Do you want to betray their wishes? Mukuro blinked and slowly stepped forward. I don't really care about their feelings.
It's only about yours.
Huh? You're all I need, Junko. So don't worry. I'm always watching out for you.
Oh, it's so painful.
I'm gonna make sure you feel despair. I'm gonna make Makoto and the others happy. If you want to revel in your own despair that badly, well, I'll trust the hope Makoto gave me and take my chances with them instead of you. Finally! Mukuro's brief but powerful words caused the Monokumas to turn and talk to each other again. Oh my, this doesn't look good at all, Monokuma, eh? This child doesn't realise her own hypocrisy. She's so disappointed that she's starting to reach critical mass, right, Monokuma B? The 2 Monokumas looked at Mukuro, who seemed ready to destroy them, and said, "What do you think, Monokuma C?" Mukuro was taken aback by the question. But her instinct suddenly kicked in, and she immediately dodged away. At that moment, a third Monokuma, claws extended, passed by where her head had been previously. This new Monokuma unit landed with several spins and faced Mukuro, but clung to the remains of a surveillance camera still attached to the ceiling.
Oh my god.
I agree with you both, A and B. The 3 Monokumas lined themselves up. Oh shit, the 3 Monokumas. To the students locked inside the academy, this sight would have been akin to a nightmare.
Fucking all got swords, they're the 3 musketeers.
Sounds like a nightmare to me. Fuck that shit. Right on! Imagine 3 of them doing that at the same time.
Oh my god.
The 3 eunuchs began speaking in perfect harmony as their 6 eyes looked up at Mukuro. Suddenly, they each jumped away in 3 separate directions and kicked off on the walls. The path of each unit's triangular attack all converged on a single point. Mukuro, who was still clinging to the ceiling. Let go, Mukuro!
Oh man,
Let
Mukuro has become Spider-Man.
Quick! She was surrounded by razor-sharp claws coming at her from different directions.
Mate, she's a ninja, isn't she now?
She's everything, the ultimate soldier. But this situation wasn't even a nightmare to Mukuro. Compared to the time she fended off 3 assassins who invaded her camp one night back when she was still a member of Fenrir, this was nothing.
Damn.
This thought crossed Mukuro's mind as she dangled from the ceiling with one hand and thrashed her limbs around like a tornado.
Shit.
Intercepted by this move, Monokumas fell to the floor with a loud crash. Kind of like Crash Bandicoot in the old games.
Yeah, just the spin.
When he's fucking doing monkey bars and he spins at the same time.
Yeah.
Just imagine Mukuro doing that. Mukuro landed on the ground and chased after one of them, brandishing her metal bar. Suddenly, she stopped moving and took a huge leap back. One of the Monokumas exploded with a deafening roar. He had detonated the bomb inside of himself in an attempt to take Mukuro down with him. But thanks to her honed battlefield instincts, Mukuro managed to avoid the explosion. She looked toward the hallway, expecting the explosion to have attracted the attention of Sakura and the others. But she didn't hear any footsteps approaching. Monokuma's voice rang from within the dense smoke. "Oh, you don't have to worry. I already told the other students to assemble in the cafeteria. They were eager to follow my orders after I told them I'd disarmed the poison gas and that a special police unit was coming to get them." Wow, I can't believe how desperate this got all of a sudden.
Yeah.
What an if story this is, holy fuck.
Monokuma's really gone off the rails.
He really has.
He's broken all his rules, all of them, to not interfere.
Yeah.
He's full on in it now.
Yeah. First he was just like the mastermind, now he's just like, almost like a fucking like member.
Yeah.
Like of this like group.
Yeah.
He's just causing havoc.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Kyoko and Yo was in the cafeteria by now. I'm sure Makoto's with them too. Oh shit, son. I doubt Sakura will get too rough with him, but I'm sure Byaku will torture Makoto once he wakes up. I just imagine him rubbing salt or pouring soy sauce into his open wounds. Man, I'm getting all hot and bothered right now.
Ouch. Oh god, no, that's really painful imagery.
As she listened to Monokuma's overlapping voices, Mukuro tilted her head slightly and asked, "I'm pretty sure they're gonna find out that you lied about that special police unit. Are you really okay with that?" "No worries. Once I've dealt with you, I don't care at all if they find out I was lying." Huh? You still don't get it? You're such a disappointment. It's on door to Mukuro. There are 5 quotation marks.
That's mental.
Not the reason why Monokuma didn't care if the students found out he lied, but rather that the voice of the Monokumas in the smoke were gradually increasing in number.
Oh man!
Yeah, hence the more quotation marks. Oh my god, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 10.
Oh, Jesus.
She's in the same room with 10 Monokumas with razor sharp claws.
Jesus Christ.
As the smoke started to clear, the shadows of 3 Monokumas appeared. The one that exploded couldn't have revived, so a new one must have come to take its place. There's no way Mukuro only heard 3 Monokumas talking just now. As to prove her hearing had been accurate, the Monokuma suddenly made their move. The 3 Monokumas bent over and began twirling their upper bodies. From behind them, new Monokumas emerged, like after images brought to life. Oh my god.
Christ.
This second row of Monokumas mimics the earlier ones with only 1 frame of delay, revealing even more Oh my god, that's only 1 frame, holy shit, silky smooth.
Oh god.
Fuck.
60 frames per second.
Eventually, Mukuro realised that there were 3 rows containing 10 Monokumas each. I count 30. That's quite a few little murderous bears coming after you. Oh my god, there's not even quotation marks anymore. Did you know this is called a circle dance? Monokuma's 30 voices spoke in perfect harmony as they divulged information that had nothing to do with the current situation.
I don't even know how you listened to that 30 times magnified.
Nah, Mukuro already knew that multiple Monokumas were positioned throughout the academy. But Junko knew how many Monokumas actually existed. Mukuro had no way of knowing if these 30 Monokumas were part of a larger contingent.
Oh, there's a factory.
A flock of two-toned teddy bears continued to twirl around. Mukuro felt like she was being bombarded by hypnotic images.
Oh wait, there is no factory. That's the digital.
That was in 2, right?
Yeah, that's digital anyway.
Yeah, that was in the Digimon digital world.
Yeah.
But faced with this abnormal sight, the ultimate soldier remained calm and maintained her focus. She was nothing like the girl who had panicked earlier in the guy when Makoto was impaled. As she stood before 30 emissaries of despair, she slowed her breathing and allowed her heart rate to accelerate. It was instinct, not fear or panic, that sent her blood racing throughout her body, speeding up the reaction time of her cells. As her senses sharpened, the Monokumas began speaking to her again.
Don't worry, I'll make sure Makoto doesn't die.
Oh, that said over 30 times. Jesus.
I swear that's what Mukuro said as well in her free time event.
Yeah.
Not to let Makoto get killed.
As long as everyone lives, I can resent their memories as much as I want.
I can reset their memories as much as I want, she said.
Oh my god.
That's right, all your effort, hope, dreams, and determination are going right in the garbage heap.
He's just gonna reset it all?
The Monokumas took turns speaking in groups of 10. As if the mastermind controlling the Monokumas wanted to show off her ability to manipulate them. However, the ultimate soldier knew what the true purpose behind all this was. She strained her ears to their limit and noticed a certain sound hidden among the Monokumas' voices. Ruko's face remained perfectly still as she kicked off the floor. Oh shit! The moment she moved to the side, a roaring sound shook the entrance hall.
Oh?
Oh fuck! The turrets!
Oh, right!
The steam mounted turrets in front of the gate started raining bullets down on Mukuro.
Shit!
The Monokumas were just a mastermind's decoy while she tried to blow her away.
Oh, wow.
As if further trapping her, the Monokumas charged at Mukuro through the storm of bullets. Fuck, man!
damn.
How did she beat this? Mukuro guessed that the mastermind programmed their movements in advance and wouldn't be hit by a single bullet.
Oh my god.
She ran for the gates, evading waves of bullets and claws every step of the way.
Oh, she's moving.
What a
Quickly.
fucking badass. Programmed 30 Monokumas and 2 turrets while also predicting Mukuro's escape route. This would be considered impossible for anyone, but Mukuro knew it was possible for Junko. As the ultimate despair, she possessed despair-inducing abilities that surpass the capabilities of any normal human. So she's a superhuman,
Yeah.
pretty much. Her display of power was only for filling Mukuro with despair. Despair. The scene playing out in front of Mukuro was brimming with despair. The adorably deadly Monokumas laughed and danced like reapers as bullets whizzed through the air. It was despair to the point of absurdity,
Could
and
just
it was all for
imagine.
Mukuro. But in the presence of such despair, Mukuro felt a strange serenity. For me? Oh no! Junko's doing all this for me?
Oh god, no.
Don't sway! Junko, are you watching me right now?
Is this love?
In the end, perhaps Mukuro really was a disappointment. She clenched her fists. Junko, thank you.
Oh god, it's so twisted.
Screw this subjective bullshit, you gotta survive! The sound of gunfire overshadowed her whisper, and Mukuro fell completely silent. As a member of Ultimate Despair, Mukuro's heart was filled with joy. Though she was filled with emotion, her eyes had lost their sparkle. Silence filled the air. Even the gunfire from the turret seemed to stop for a moment. That was only an illusion to the one controlling Monokuma. Something strong enough to silence the gunfire and avoid being picked up by the sensors spread through the school, with Mukuro at the centre. I'll make sure I do this right. With that final thought, she closed her mouth and turned off her emotions. As she ran through the waves of scorching bullets, the air around her began to grow colder. All this coolness spread into her heart. It began to beat in a mechanical fashion. Several seconds later, Mukuro's body and mind melded together and became one with her surroundings.
Oh damn, she
Oh,
turned on
shit.
her daredevil instincts.
Or she's going Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Her temperature now dominated the battlefield. Despair, bullets and Monokumas filled the area. Mukuro predicted their movements and jumped into the air without any hesitation. One of the Monokumas jumped at her, but she avoided this attack, kicked his body, and launched herself in midair. Bullets pierced through the space Mukuro was previously occupying, striking the fallen Monokuma right through its internal bomb. The impact of the bullet caused it to explode, sending fire Monokuma parts everywhere. As she rode the blast wave, Mukuro balanced herself in midair. She kicked away 3 Monokumas that leapt after her.
Holy shit.
Damn, she's doing all this with a stick.
That's mental.
No weapons either. Well, I mean, the fucking bars are weapons.
Yeah.
She moved so gracefully, she was practically flying. In contrast, the Monokumas threw themselves into the path of oncoming bullets, exploding one after the other. Some of them exploded near the main entrance, but the blast didn't even leave a scratch.
Oh yeah, that door ain't open.
With full control over the entrance hall, Mukuro evaded bullets and confirmed that the bombs inside Monokuma weren't enough to destroy the door even. But she refused to stop. Mukuro needed to get information on what she must do to escape the academy. She had no desire to kill Junko. Mukuro wanted to fill Junko with despair by instilling hope into the future of Makoto and the other students. That was Mukuro's ultimate goal, so she might even do a self-sacrifice
Oh man, no.
for this.
Oh shit.
Get information. In contrast to her determination, her mouth stayed shut. This did not mean Mukuro is not currently speaking to Junko. This situation, this battle of death and destruction, was a conversation of sorts for Mukuro. All she knew how to do was fight. She thought she wasn't interested in anything else. She thought she didn't need anything else. All Mukuro needed to be was a sword to fulfill her sister's desire for despair.
Ah, that's all she thought of herself as.
Yeah, that purpose alone was the crux of her existence. And she lived her entire life convincing herself that she couldn't do anything else.
God, that's sad.
That's why power was like a language to Mukuro.
God, that's so sad.
Yeah. A battle to the death revealed more about her heart than mere words ever could. Her words are in the wind of savagery that blows across the battlefield, uprooting others who also speak the language of violence. Ooh, it's talking to me, Ben.
Oh!
This was true even against her sister. When Junko would berate her sister, Mukuro couldn't talk back. All she could do was cower and apologise profusely. But it's different now. For the first time, Junko is using a language her sister actually recognised. The child of despair, who tore the world apart, was speaking to her sister with the language of power. Mukuro's heart filled with joy. For that reason, she strengthened her focus on a conversation with Junko, and that emotion began to gradually disappear. On this frigid battlefield, Mukuro continued her heated conversation. Endless rounds of despair fired from the school's turrets, but Mukuro's words intercepted every last violent shot that threatened to shatter her body and mind in half. She quickly realised that the Monokumas hadn't decreased in number at all, no matter how many she kept destroying. Not only that, she noticed that more Monokumas had been joining the fray until there was nearly 50 of them for Mukuro to fight. But Mukuro's resolve wouldn't break so easily.
Jesus.
As she continued to wield her power, her heart began to fill with something that was neither hope nor despair. She learned despair from being abandoned by Junko, and she learned hope from her acts of violence. For Mukuro, who had no interest in this world, this small space in front of the gate was a reflection of her life. Representation of her perfect world that had slowly being blown up.
God damn.
Holy shit. A fucking battlefield.
Yeah.
This disappointing girl, filled with endless disappointment, who knew of no other way to live, continued her lonely dance.
Just exploding Monokumas everywhere. Fucking hell.
She surrendered herself to the rhythm of despair, which accompanies the music of hope. Oh mate, these words, man, Jesus Christ.
Man.
Good battle, brimming with both hope and despair, I guess. In her own messed up language. God damn, in heaven.